Hey guys, how's it going? I want to talk about this new comic book that just came out from Scout Comics. So, let's check it out. Alright, so coming out of Scout Comics, we got White Ash, issue number 1, which came out January 8th, 2020. Written by Charlie Stickney and Connor Hughes, and colors by Finn Cram. And now, if you got these books off of Midtown, you could notice there's the A cover and a B cover that was released. But there's also a New York Comic Con exclusive and a digital store exclusive, so you could check those out over on scoutcomics.com. Alright, so the book starts off in a bar with this slobbish, drunk man with his girlfriend trying to and pestering him to, hey, we need to go back to White Ash, which is the name of the town, and you need to start working in the mill again. And he doesn't want to hear it. He's like, buzz off, woman, I'm gonna go take a piss. And the moment he dips off, she gets a look from across the bar of this devilish, handsome looking man, and he wants to listen to what she's got to say. After some back and forth, he's like, you know what, I'll go with you to the town. I'll go to White Ash. I'll work in the mines. I'm all for it. You know what, let me go in the bathroom and see if I could talk to your man and maybe convince him if he wants to come. But they wind up leaving together, and we don't really see what happens to the boyfriend until we go to the next page and we see someone else urinating in the urinal, and this man is completely dead. But not only dead, he is almost, it looks like they cut off half of his body and threw him in the toilet. It spun me for a second. And so now they're in this car and they're driving off, and we get that little text of White Ash, like, hey, this is the introduction. And like I said, it was a devilishly handsome man, and he was trying to talk to her, and she was feeling him. And in the car ride, you could see her hand on his lap, like she's interested in him, but he's got other motives on his mind. It seems like he could care less about her. And there's this bloody duffel bag in the back of the car, and I'm like, what is in there? Then we shift to the next character of the story, and it looks like a young man, and he's getting ready. He's leaving. He's getting out of this small town. He's going to college. He sees his dad's work buddy pull up in the pickup truck, and his dad almost could care less that he's leaving. In a way, it's almost like he's angry at his son for not coming down and working in the mill. And, you know, I kind of understand that, because you see these stories, and you see like the father wants the son to follow in his footsteps, and the kid just wants to get out of there. He wants to do something with his life. He wants to be somebody. He doesn't want to get black lung down in that damn mining cave. And can you really blame him? Eventually, the father's buddy who's driving the car says, hey man, that's your boy. He's leaving. You better get out there and give him a hug. And listen up, son. Your dad could die down in those mines, so you better give him a hug. You know, you never know when's the last time you're gonna see someone, and it's so true. And then I like how he put on his like little it looks like a football hat for a sports team, and it's like, you always see these people that wear the same hat every day, and it's like, it's iconic, you know, like you don't see them without that hat. Anyway, the story keeps going, and it looks like he's going around town seeing the people that meant something to him, because he wants to say goodbye. So he stops in this mechanic shop, and he sees the woman, and he's telling her, I'm leaving, I'm finally getting out of here. And it's almost like she doesn't want to hear it, because she's like, well, you know, if there's nothing here keeping you, hint, hint, I think she's got a crush on him, or maybe she's in love with him. Then just leave. You know, if you don't want to be here, you don't want to stay around us, then just get out of here. And it's kind of sad, because you almost think that the people around you want to support you, and sometimes they're either jealous or envious, or they don't really understand what your motives are, and it's kind of sad seeing that. Anyway, he hightails it out of there, and you know what, it's almost like he doesn't even want to see nobody else. He wants to go to his job, where I believe he does the lawn and the hedges for a pretty wealthy man, the man who actually owns the town mine. And the town mine is kind of like the heartbeat of that town. Everybody works there. It kind of keeps the whole town alive. Anyway, he goes up to this guy's house, and the guy's giving him such a hard time about not giving him his money. It's like, to him, it's just almost like write the check and go. But he's making it difficult, and he's like, you know what, you want your money, then you better take your shirt off, and you better get out there and put some more work in. And so he's already frustrated. He's not having the best day, because it's like all these people are not really giving him some encouraging, you know, sending off goodbyes, farewells. We wish the best for you. So I could already tell that's been boiling up in his brain. And so he's like, you know what, just forget it. I need this money to get out of this town. So I'm going to take off my shirt. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do what I got to do. And then once he's done, he realizes that the man, the boss guy, he left, and so did his bodyguard. So there's like no one there. And then the man's daughter comes out, and he's like, you know what, he was probably gonna stiff you. He was probably gonna leave, and then you would have had to come back tomorrow, delaying his progress and leaving. But she was happy enough, And it almost seemed like she had like a little bit of a crush on him because she, she's seen this hot gardener sweating bullets and everything, and she's like, you know what, I'll cut you a check. And so he tries to finesse her a little bit, try to get a little bit more money. And then he's going in her bedroom, he's putting his hand on the bed. He's like, hey, since I'm leaving, and let's have a good time. And she's like, I would never do that with someone like you. And it's almost like he's like, and it just reinforces that I can't wait to get out of here because you people think you're all better than me because we're poor in this town, and that's when something significant happens and the whole town shakes. Now, before I go any further with that, we actually get a look into the mine, and we see the father, and everybody's going upstairs. Everyone's, because you get the mine shafts and you got to go up and down the mine. And right before he leaves, he starts walking because he notices somebody there. He's like, hey, new guy, whatever what are you doing here? We got to go. And then they start going off into a brawl. And lo and behold, who is it? That same crazy guy who murdered the guy in the beginning of the book. And now he murders the father. During that whole time, whatever he was doing made that giant explosion. So now our one main character, this man, he goes down to the mine because the whole town just shook, and he's taking the daughter with him because she's worried too, because that's her father's business. Her father's there, maybe she's hurt. He's worried about his own dad, and it's a small town, so everybody knows everybody. So if somebody gets hurt in the mine, everybody knows who that man was. So they get down there, and he's going crazy looking for his father, and he sees someone wearing that hat, and I knew that hat. For some reason, it stuck out to me when I seen it. I was like, oh, that's the hat that his dad's wearing. It's like to a specific, I think it's the Pittsburgh Steelers team, the football team. And he goes up to him, but it's not him. It's that first man from the beginning, the murderer, our villain. And then he looks all confused, and he's like, I that's my father's. But then he sees his father on a stretcher, and he gets airlifted out of there, and it's like, number one, he can't leave. Number two, he just lost his father. The whole town is probably, the economy in town is going to tank because this whole mine just blew up. No one's going to have any work. There's so many things going on, and it's like he probably feels, I can't leave now. It would be extremely selfish of me. My father's in the hospital. He's probably about to die. The whole town, everybody's struggling. There's so many things going on, and I cannot wait to dive into that second issue. Now, as far as artwork goes for this book, it was really pleasing. I really enjoyed it, and I kind of want to dive into maybe the back catalog of this artist and see more of what he's done, because this is somebody that I could see doing a lot more really good books. I was kind of impressed, especially with the color work. The color work, just everything was so smooth about this book, and it wasn't really a book that it kind of like when you get a light week and you want to pick a random book. That was a book that I just decided to pick up and get, and wow, I was really floored with it. I enjoyed it very much. I recommend you go out and get it before issue 2 drops in the start of February, so that way you're all caught up and you're ready to go. Let me know if you guys enjoy this. I'll be doing more reviews. Maybe I'll do a review for issue number 2. I'll do more reviews for more indies. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to smash that like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't. Check out some of the writers and artists that did this book, and the letterer and the coloring. They're over on Twitter. You could just go holler at them. See if you got any questions. Maybe you could tweet at them. Maybe they'll respond and give you a little inside information. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I don't even read comics, okay?